Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right. Looks like gold and silver, as well as cryptocurrencies, making a comeback here just a little bit. But there is something else that's happening. There's a trend that's kind of disturbing. I spotted this trend a while back, and that is the numbers that are being reported to us by the government, they're fabricated. We're being lied to. And when I first saw it, I said, this can't be realistic. The markets aren't responding the way they should. So when you make choices on your investments, it's important that the information that we get is accurate and truthful, because there's behavioral trends in investments based on what we're being told. When the economy is doing good and the job market is good, people are more likely to invest in riskier assets because everything is going smoothly. If there's a problem with the economy and the job market and inflation is bad, well, then people move from riskier assets into what we would call safe havens. So if we can't get accurate information reported to us, it makes it challenging for people to make the wisest investment decisions. We should not be tolerating a government that openly lies to our face. Nobody should. We know the inflation numbers are a lie. We know the job numbers are a lie. We know the market is artificially pumped. We know they're not being honest about a recession or possible depression coming. So people can't do what's right to prepare for what's coming. Now, I told you I spotted some trends that were puzzling to me. I heard another person talking about it, and I said, okay, then it's not my imagination. Another person sees it too, and then more people. And to make matters worse, those agencies that are responsible for oversight not only are turning a blind eye to what's going on, but they're complicit in this. Now, you've heard me talk about Chris Marcus from Arcadia Economics. He had undeniable, undisputable proof that the silver market was being manipulated. He caught it real time. He had all the information he needed to prove his case, and he filed a complaint. Nothing has been done that I'm aware of. So I'm going to try to get a hold of Chris Marcus and see if we can get him to come on and talk about this, because this is important. So not only is our government lying about the numbers, but they're actually involved in acts of criminality. There's something way bigger happening, and it's time for people to really wake up to that. We'll get into the numbers right now, because like I said before, what they're doing is like holding a beach ball underwater. Eventually, that sucker has got to pop up to the surface. And it looks more and more like it's happening. We know Basel III now is being enforced. It's in full swing. That's why we're seeing futures contracts move from short to longs. We see the bullion banks covering their shorts real quick as best as possible by manipulating the market, scaring people out of investing into gold and silver. And if you sold your gold and silver, you're going to regret it here short term, because they're not going to be able to continue to manipulate this market. We're just running out of tricks. Tapering happening, interest rates getting ready to be hiked up. Let's see the market respond like it should naturally. Whatever they were doing to prop up this fake economy, the rug is about to be pulled out from underneath everybody's feet. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And right now, you really should be moving into gold and silver. I can't stress this enough. I've been saying this now for a couple years. What we know is coming looks like it's finally here. Now, again, some people have been saying that for quite a long time. And I get it. People are like, yeah, we already heard that before. I'd rather be over-prepared and nothing happen than caught off guard and lose everything. Learn from what happened in 2008. Those people who lost everything because their 401ks and IRAs were invested into risky paper assets. Move some of your money into gold and silver to protect yourself. And when you go to make that decision, go check out our friends over at Money Metals Exchange. If you want to buy physical gold and silver, and you should have some in your possession, go to Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you'll get a free half ounce of silver. So what is going on? Yes, slowly but surely, cryptocurrencies are rebounding again. Look at XRP at 18%. Nice jump. Look at Shiba coin. It's up 22%. I hope all you people that bought into it didn't panic and sell off. I said these things were going to rebound. Now, is this still following the Wyckoff? It's possible, but like I said, according to the chart, it said it was going to be sometime by the end of next week. Could it have started early? Maybe it has. If you feel like now cryptocurrencies are going to start rebounding and then run up to new heights, right now's the time to jump on it before it's too late. If you want to buy cryptocurrencies, there's a link down below in the description. Just click it and follow it, and it'll take you to where you could buy cryptocurrencies. It's user-friendly and easy to use. But anyways, look at Bitcoin, $44,335. Ethereum's at $3,177. That's a nice little jump there. Cardano is at $1.19. Solana is at $1.20. Like I said, XRP is 79 cents. Dogecoin, almost 17 cents. Polkadot, 22.48. Check out Shiba. Last night I reported it was 4028. It is now at 4032. Look at this jump. Crypto.com's at 50 cents. Algorand's at $1.07. Lots of green here. Some of them in double digits. Polygon, Shiba, Dogecoin, New World Order coin, XRP, all double digits. Look at the 52-week average. A lot of them round the halfway mark, but a lot of them moving in the right direction. Like we said before, high tide lifts all boats. If the Bitcoin's running, so will the other one, for the most part. Now, again, generally speaking, that doesn't mean every single one of them will go, but the vast majority of them, like 96% of them. Satama, where we at? 7026, up 11.8%. But over the last hour, it is down 1.3%. Like I said, the last 24 hours, it's up 11.8%. Over the last 7 days, it is negative 20.9%. Over the last 14 days, on average, it is negative 5.4%. And over the last 30 days, it's negative 60.4%. Once these people work out all the kinks on their exchange, this sucker is going to take off. There's no doubt about it. Since the start of the day, you can see silver has been erratically climbing up. But that's okay. It's at $23.02. It's up 2.31%. Nice. If we look at the hour-by-hour chart, since the 4th of February, silver has slowly but surely creeping up. If they keep trying to hold that ball under the water, eventually it's going to pop up. Silver and gold moving in the right direction so far. Look at gold above the $1,800 mark, which is good. But the resistance level, I believe, they said is at $1,840. So every time it even gets anywhere near it, you'll see a nice little drop in price. They're really going to do what they can to keep this sucker from running. Remember, it got up to $1,850 plus, and it got hit hard. Drop of about $75. Yeah, if it gets anywhere near that 2,000 mark again, you're going to see people start running over to gold and silver, which you should have already a long time ago. Right now is the time to buy it, you guys. The premiums on them are high. What's going to happen as this continues to climb up? It's going to get to a part where it's really super expensive, and you could have bought it a long time ago. All experts are predicting that gold will finally be released. As we take a look at the contracts all going long term, the prediction is gold at somewhere around $3,000 this year. And if the ratio normalizes and we're looking at 15-1, well, that means silver could be anywhere around $200 an ounce. Now, will it get there? Silver, that's really high in my opinion for now, unless we're going to see a revalue. But to see it around its all-time high, around $50, is not unreachable in my opinion. So same thing with gold. I mean, technically, gold since January 28th has been moving up. Now, there's been some peaks and valleys, but it still, you could look right here on the chart, it's still in the upward projection. Basel III is in effect, and it's helping us, and the fact that, look, these people have been holding down the value of gold and silver so they could cover their short positions. Like last night I was saying, some of these hedge funds are selling their long positions to make up for the short positions that the banks put them in. So if that's the case, and we're seeing a depletion in the physical holdings on the comics, you guys, come on, wake up. Gold, silver, that's where you should be right now. And I get cryptos are running. I get it. Like I said, diversify, but be very limited on your risk. Now, I do have some money inside cryptocurrencies, but very little of it. So one of the things I think a lot of people that are investing into cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, stock, whatever, we're seeing a lot of mixed messaging. And again, I still think that this is absolutely planned. They really want to keep people confused. And we do see it amongst investors. The things that are being reported, the information that's being shared. The best thing you can learn is one, do your own research so you're at least knowledgeable about your investments. Two, watch what they do, not what they say. Three, understand the bigger picture if you can. Whatever this big event was supposed to be, this great reset, you see a lot of portions of it being pushed faster than before. Everybody getting into the central bank digital currency, but I have a feeling everything is slipping through their fingers. It appears that way. Okay, so, but don't be fooled. We're up against some of the most powerful people out there, and they're only powerful because of the money that they steal from us. So let me give you an example of mixed messaging. Look at this. U.S. stock market liquidity abysmal, adding to volatility risk. Liquidity in U.S. stocks has fallen to levels last seen during the sell-off 2 years ago, adding to the volatility in an already nervous market. So what they're talking about is you have your investment, and then the money you put into the investment. Well, when you go to sell it back, is that money still going to be there for you? That's what they're talking about, the liquidity. Do they have the money to pay off the people who are still holding on to their investments? It's getting low. So what does that mean? You should be getting out of riskier assets. This is what I'm talking about, your 401ks, your IRAs. They are all invested into different types of stocks. Some of them mutual funds, but even the mutual funds are invested in different stocks. Market liquidity and how easily investors can buy or sell a security without affecting its price has been in a downward spiral of years. In recent weeks, however, traders have been whipsawed by massive moves. Yes, that's because people are struggling to make decent decisions because the information we're getting is mixed and it's fabricated. Liquidity is abysmal, is the way I would describe it. The senior portfolio manager. It says, as soon as anyone wants to move risk, there isn't an efficient mechanism for folks to be able to do so. Can you imagine that? Do you hear what this person is saying? So anytime you want to move your risk, there isn't an efficient mechanism for folks to be able to do so. You're going to struggle getting your money, is what this person is saying. Analysts say liquidity has been hurt as active investors who buy and sell opportunistically, get that word out of my mouth, have been overshadowed by automated trading and passive investment strategy. Automated trading. People using algorithms to make the decisions for them. They also blame tighter regulations that have discouraged risk-taking by some brokers. Well, the reason why they tighten the regulations, and we're talking about the government, we're talking about the bankers, we're talking about Wall Street. The reason why they tighten the regulations is because they are lowering their own risk. They know what's about to happen. So it's going to be harder for you to get a loan. It's going to be harder for you to refi, stuff like that. So they're not willing to take as much risk as they were in the past. So on Thursday, for instance, Facebook parent Meta platform plunged in its biggest daily slide ever in U.S. company stock. Ever? See that? It lost more than $2 billion of market value. So here's my thought. If they're at least reporting this, then how bad is it really? Because they're not being honest about how bad things are. And then here's what I'm talking about, the mixed messaging. And then you get something like this. People should be pissed at the fact that we're just being straight lied to. Because look at this. Bond bear brace for challenges from consumer price action? Okay. Bears of U.S. Treasury market are on a roll with yields across the curve at 2022 highs after a hot U.S. jobs report and long-term market rates in Europe above zero for the first time in years. A hot U.S. jobs report, a fabricated, flat-out lie. The video I did last night highlighted part of it. Liberal Hive Mind did a great job of breaking it down, showing you that they went back almost the full year to make Biden look good, and they changed the numbers in the millions to make it look like the job market's really good. Yeah, okay. It's not true. They're just lying. And I can't tell you how there's so many things happening in different areas. Since people are being lied to at every turn, it makes it really hard to find out where to go to find out about the truth or to hear the proper news that's being reported. And it's causing a huge rift and division amongst people. People should turn off their damn TVs and start talking to each other. Stop being so easily triggered. And what you're going to find out is everybody has more in common than not. And then you're going to find out the truth that we all been lied to for a long time. And it's been coordinated. Again, mixed messaging. This is what I'm talking about. This gives us the impression that, hey, the jobs market's doing great. Look at bond yields are way up there. Everybody, you should invest in bonds because the government's going to be able to pay you back, yay, over the long term. Bond market's in a bubble. They use the news to push people in different directions that they want you to go into. And it's mixed messaging. There are normal behavioral patterns in investing that respond to the market and jobs numbers. And it's just not happened the way it normally would. But people don't remember earlier Zillow. They had to sell off one of their branches. They were buying and flipping homes in different neighborhoods and making a ton of money off of it. So they had to get rid of that because the houses in all the areas that they were flipping were not selling for as much as they bought the houses for. So they lost a ton of money. But then you get this report here. Well, let's talk about this because this is important. Zillow, our 2022 housing forecast is way off. Home prices now set to spike 16%. Well, one of those reasons why it's spiking is because you got companies like Blackstone buying up all the houses everywhere. Yeah, you know, the ones that our government is giving money to help with artificially pumping up the market, they're buying up all of our assets. This is going to help the Great Reset because the government's going to own everything. That's why they use Blackstone to do this. Blackstone is buying up properties at 2, 5, 10 times its actual values, especially farmland. You know who else is buying up our farmland? China. Yes. And they're paying astronomical prices. So do you blame the people who own the property? They don't care who's giving them the money. They want the money. If I had a property that was worth $200,000 and somebody offered me $1 million, of course you're going to take it. But you see, money is how they're manipulating everybody to do what they want, unfortunately. So here we go. Home buyers got crushed last year as home prices soar at their highest clip on record. Housing economists saw the price growth, which peaked at a year-over-year 20% last year, as simply unsustainable. The economic models agreed. Among the 7 forecasted models reviewed by Fortune heading into 2022, every single one predicted home price growth would slow significantly last year. Again, part of the house spike had more to do with that corporation paying way over market value for a lot of properties, and they bought a ton of homes. And they did this in every state and every major city. It says, but over the past few weeks, the consensus is no longer so unified. Now, more industry insiders are throwing out their previous forecasted and replacing it with a more bullish. Remember, bullish means they anticipate the rise in value. Bear means it goes down. So they're replacing them with more bullish short-term outlooks. Indeed, some experts say the 2022 spring housing market might go down as one of the most competitive on record. They believe the cost of housing is going to increase. Home buying. Of course it does. Because the dollar is losing its purchasing power. Look at inflation. So that means you have to spend more dollars to make up for the difference. So when you see increase in prices, that doesn't always mean your property is that valuable. It means that the dollar is less valuable in most cases. And that definitely means that in this 2022 market forecast. So it's not like your house is that much more valuable. It just takes that many more dollars because the dollars don't have the value. So take advantage of it. The housing market's going to collapse. There's no doubt about it. It's my opinion that if you had an opportunity to sell it, your house at a high value right now, then hold it into gold and silver and just wait. Because you can go buy your dream home that you wanted for probably somewhere around 40, 50, 60% cheaper than what it's listed at now. So that would be a bargain. Not only that, you could probably buy more properties and start renting them out. Talk about cash positive income. So they're expecting house prices to increase on average 16.4%. Take advantage of it while you can. So anyways, I was telling everybody about the universal basic income, how they're going to use this as a way to trick people into the central bank digital currency. And people are like, Pimpy, I haven't heard about it. I haven't heard about it. I go, the Democrats proposed it. I did a video showing you that right before the coronavirus breakout, the committee had already forwarded not 1, but 2 packages for universal basic income. Now, I get it. Sure, everybody's like, yay, it's free money. Yeah, Pimpy, so what? It's free money. Don't fight it. Just because something is free and it's money, that doesn't mean it's healthy for you. All you're doing is allowing them to push everybody into a system you're going to regret being in later on. I know this is weird to say when I say, hey, resist the free money. People are like, are you nuts? There are people out there who are hurting. There are people out there who are suffering. Don't you see this is a bigger plan? So they caused a problem. Now they're trying to give you the solution. Remember, I told you this is a worldwide event. So look at this is Canada's pushing for their UBI, Universal Basic Income. They have their own problems right now. They're flat out lying about what's going on in this trucker protest up there, but that's another situation altogether. Let's hear what he has to say. You can understand why people are going to fall for this and how we're all going to get sucked into the central bank digital currency. And they're going to use the UBI as its biggest tool to sucker you guys into this. You ready?
Now, you might be wondering, how would this recovery UBI impact the lives of most Canadians? So let's have a quick look. So this UBI would impact frontline essential workers making $30,000, and it would increase their salary of 30% to make it $39,000 a year. Truck drivers making $40,000, it would increase their salary to $46,000 a year. Now, part-time retail workers making $20,000 a year.
Look at this, retail workers. If you make somewhere around $20,000 a year, you're going to get an increase of about 65%. With your job, you're also going to get a check from the government. You know, the one that's broke, our governments that somehow magically don't have the money to clean up these poor neighborhoods, to stop crime, to help the homeless, but always magically have money to help other countries and to do things like this. Universal basic income will give you a 65% raise. So you'll go from making $20,000 a year to $34,000 a year. Do you see how people are going to like, Pimpy, man, seriously? I'm not knocking it. I'll take it. I understand that. I do. But I'm also trying to make people aware that this is a trap. They're using what they know people are weakest in. How can you say no to free money? That's the thing that sucks about all this. You see, they don't mind giving you the fiat dollars. They don't care. They know they are worth nothing. They're just paper. They know this. Who cares if they give it away? It has no value. And they know this. They'll do whatever it takes to get you into their trap. How? If this doesn't work, they'll start offering people $50,000 extra per month. It'll get to a number that people cannot resist. Heck, most people won't even be able to resist this.
This would dramatically increase their salary by 65% to make $34,000 a year and at least keep up with monthly basic necessities and keep up with Canadian inflation. And moving on, seniors receiving $30,000 in non-employment income, whether that's CPP, OAS, or GIS, this basic income gives a 20% raise. Now, students would receive $24,000 a year in guaranteed income.
Students, you don't even have to work. You get $2,000 a month just to focus on school. Do you see how they know exactly what to do to sucker everybody into this trap? Now, I know people are like, well, then what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Forget them giving you money. Tell them we want 100% debt forgiveness. If people did not have to focus on paying their debt, and I'm talking about not personal debt. I mean, if you've been sued or you got child support, that's different. But I'm talking about credit card, mortgage, student loans, things like that. And I know there's some of you out there going, well, wait a minute, I've been paying my bills on time. You have got to see the bigger picture. If everybody's debt is forgiven and they just have to focus on their regular monthly expenses, it makes their lives a lot more easier. That puts a ton more money back into their pocket. If you have debt forgiveness, then it will stimulate the economy, because the government would have freed up more dollars for people. Now, you don't want the people to go right back into the same habits, and you hope that most people have learned their lesson, but let's be honest, people are still going to go out there and do the same things. But the point is, you don't get suckered into this trap. Stop with all this nonsense, open up the economies everywhere, do 100% debt forgiveness, have everybody go back to work, stop paying people more money to be unemployed than employed, the economy rebound in a huge way. No universal basic income. We don't want no central bank digital currency. Don't fall for any of their traps. They know money is the way to get everybody to fall into this trap.
And improving graduation rates. And finally, persons with disabilities receiving $15,000 only in government supports. This would increase that to make it $24,000 a year.
Here's what gets me, and people are not catching, that should piss you off. If they have the money to do this, Why haven't they done it already? Why haven't they increased these in the past? Why do we have to wait till some pandemic comes out? That's just their excuse to do everything. So my thing is this: give 100% debt forgiveness, plus increase everybody's payments, especially those with disabilities, senior citizens, low-income people. If they can afford to do this now, why haven't they done this in the past? Don't do this for everybody, universal basic income, because that essentially enslaves everybody, because somebody has to pay for it. So give that money to where it's most needed with 100% debt forgiveness, and you will slingshot this recovery in a major way. See, that's what you should be upset about. First of all, Medicare payments are very low. Senior citizens can hardly get by. People on disabilities can hardly survive. Go ahead and make the increase to those people in need, but don't make it universal for everybody. Just open up the economy, 100% debt forgiveness, start over from scratch, and you will see the biggest recovery in the history of the world. So back to crypto, gold and silver. Look, cryptos are going up. If indeed this is following the Wyckoff, then we should see Bitcoin set new highs. It should more than double its all-time high now. And that's if it's following the Wyckoff. And I think it is. It's been doing it since 2017. And if that's the case, and Bitcoin takes off like that, that means so does all the other cryptocurrencies out there. So the two safest bets are obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I get it, everybody, you all have your favorites, and everybody's making their case why. But I've said this several times, and I'll say it again. I'm not going to buy any cryptocurrencies that take part in creating the central bank's digital currency. You guys see me play the video of Turtle Man a billion times. And you see, they tell you right to your face what's going on. So why would you support any company that's doing that? Not to sit there and just preach all day long. There's a lot of things happening all at one time, and it's really upsetting. But the fact that our government just flat lies to your face affects the way we invest, and this costs people money. Hard-earned money. That's it for now, you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.